During my entire 20-year real estate career, when I'm out in public, I'm constantly asked, Geno, how's the real estate market? And for the last 5 years, that has become even more of a hot button topic. Hi, I'm Geno D'Angelo, a local Northern Michigan real estate agent specializing in helping you relocate to Northern Michigan. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about are buyers seeing relief in the real estate market in Northern Michigan. Now that we are a couple of months into the year, I'm able to look at the statistics and determine what is going on in the market and then also make some predictions. Now, while I don't have a crystal ball, I have been doing this for a long time and usually do a pretty good job of reading things to give you the best advice I possibly can and make you the most educated home buyer possible. A couple months into the year, we are seeing a shift in inventory. Now, every day I look at the MLS and it lists everything that is sold with an arrow next to it. If there's a green arrow, it means it's sold for above asking. If there's a red arrow, it means it's sold for below asking. Now, for years and years, or at least the last couple of years, it's mostly been green arrows. But just yesterday, I looked and every single listing that had sold had red arrows, meaning every single listing had sold below list price. Now, don't get too excited. We're not seeing drastic reductions in list price to sale ratio, meaning you're likely not going to get 10, 15, or even 5% off the list price. But you might get a little bit off, which is a drastic change over the last couple of years when we did see people have to spend 5 or 10% over list price to secure a house. Also, one thing I want to note is we are seeing the delta between the houses that are going over asking price to the houses that are selling or even struggling to sell. Again, a couple years ago, that delta was very small, but now the types of homes that are selling for over asking price are the ones that are in the sweet spot of the market with a certain price range, that are move-in ready, that are priced well. And we are starting to see everything else start to struggle just a little bit. It will be very interesting to see what happens as we get closer to spring and how much more inventory comes on the market. This also leads me to prices stabilizing, meaning even the houses that are on the market now, unless you're in that absolute sweet spot, are not going crazy. It is nice, and I think this is a little bit of a relief for the buyers to feel like they are finally getting value for their money. Another topic I'm constantly asked about when out in public are mortgage rates. Now, mortgage rates over the last year or so have been fairly high, and they continue to be so with a little bit of reduction here and there. From what I'm seeing on the news, it seems like the third quarter and the fourth quarter of this year are going to see a reduction in interest rates, which I believe is going to cause a spike in prices, meaning the first and second quarter of this year could be the best time to buy a house in 2024. Also, something that I think is going to contribute to the spring market this year is how many jobs are coming to Northern Michigan. In fact, just about a month ago, Amazon announced that they are building a huge warehouse distribution center as well as purchasing part of the airport in Gaylord. This is a big deal for Northern Michigan because we typically don't see this large of employers come to the area. And I'm really curious if this is going to become a trend that we see larger institutions making a footprint in Little Northern Michigan. Now let's talk about a couple of ways you can make the process easier on yourself. The buyers that we are working with right now that are having success are the ones that know their budget, know what they get for their budget, and have a little flexibility in either location or the type of home. Also, the buyers that are having success are ones that have a higher budget that buy a lower priced home, meaning it's a lot easier to be competitive if you go to a lower price range than trying to compete at the top of your budget. And who doesn't want to spend less money on their home at the end of the day? Now, if you're a buyer that wants an advantage in this housing market, please reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141. And for everything Northern Michigan real estate related, please subscribe to my channel.